Thanks for checking out the world of barbecue, guys. My name is Jeff with Hallboy Barbecue, and this is Hallboy Barbecue's new concessions trailer. Used to be the competition trailer. I have a video that shows what it used to look like as a competition trailer. So if you'd like to check that out, hop on over to that video, then come right back to this one, or watch it after this one, however you choose to do that. But I just want to give you guys an update and show you what I've been up to with this thing. We're dangerously close to being done with it. So, I mean, I would say as far as labor hours, we have probably another hour or so to finish this up. Not much at all left. So if you see some stuff that seems a little out of place or incomplete, that's because it is. So obviously some paint, some, I don't know, trash pile, electrical hanging out of a junction box, etc., etc. However, so let me get right into it here. I'll tell you what's been going on here. 3/8 plywood. So I guess first let me start here. We gutted this right down to the studs. The ceiling, the walls, everything. Okay. I guess first thing what we did was we put a window in, and this is just I think it was $45 regular single pane sliding glass window. No big deal. Okay. It's gonna work great. It was a little thick, but with trimming it all out and on the outside and the inside, it worked out great. Piece of cake. All right. So that was the first thing we did after we gutted it. Second thing we did, I say we, this was mostly me, but I do have a partner. Okay. And he certainly helped me out. I have a business partner, and he certainly helped me out with a decent chunk of the work. So after we did the window, the trailer's completely gutted, right down to the studs. Next thing we did was put plywood up. 3/8 plywood's what we used. That way it's not too heavy. Should be certainly sturdy enough to screw things into. This is a shelf right here. It is screwed in. It is permanent. It may not have barbecue stuff on it right now or ready for travel, but we will be using this rack for buns and whatever spices. You see some spices right there. We'll be using it for several different things, but with the 3/8 plywood, we were able to screw right into the wall and not have to worry about it not being sturdy enough. If you don't know, trailers normally come with like Luan, which Luan is almost a lesser value than just 1/4-inch plywood. So, you know, maybe do a little bit of research and check that stuff out, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But what I'm getting at is it's just not sturdy enough to be screwing stuff into, especially with something that's going to have some weight to it, etc. So that's what we did next. Plywood. And then we used fiberglass reinforced panel. Some people refer to it as FRP. This is what you see in kitchens all over the place. Let me get rid of that tube of caulk. That was next. We used the appropriate, I don't even know what, strips for the seams and stuff, I guess is what they're called. I don't even know what they're called. We're calling them strips for now. So that sealed up our joints, and then I trimmed everything out with this. We used the FRP for the countertop as well, just to save some money. This is actually 3/8 plywood as well. So I mean, it's all, and this is PVC, so is this. So it's all wipeable, it's all cleanable, and should suffice as far as cleanup goes and everything that our county wants us to use. So I guess we can talk about the sinks. This is a 3-compartment sink, or 3 sinks for that matter, I guess. Okay, normally you want rinse. I'm sorry. You want to clean, rinse, and sanitize. And then you need a hand wash sink separate from what you're doing with this. And we did a bunch of plumbing. Now, I will do some videos on the plumbing. I searched my butt off and I could not find I couldn't find much information that kind of just really told you what I needed to know, I guess. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to do things differently. Everybody learns differently. And I couldn't find what I wanted to find on the internet. Or, well, I found pictures and stuff like that, but I never found a video saying, all right, this is exactly what I did here. Hope this works for you, you know? So I'm going to do a separate video on that, about the tanks, about the heater, drain, supply, pump, everything that has to go in there. There's an intake behind this door right here. Also, this pipe right here goes down into the floor underneath the trailer and comes out here to what we call a boiler drain. I'm a mechanical pipe fitter, so we would call that a boiler drain. Okay, so we're going to go over that stuff in a separate video. That way I got plenty of time to go into detail and show you what's up. All right, so we built this cabinet, okay, plumbed it, sinks, everything. So that was a big chunk of the work, honestly. Like I said, I had to research, you know, I mean, it seems somewhat self-explanatory, but when you're just starting out from straight up scratch, you know, it's a little, you got to rack your brain a little bit on, all right, water's got to come into the tank. Water's got to come out of the tank from the pump. Does the pump suck out of the tank, or does it put, you know, I mean, so whatever. Anyways, that's all done pretty much. Gosh, it's been running. I've had hot water out of it, all this and that. I like to tweak the pump a little bit. The pump does pulse quite a bit. Honestly, I think I'd rather turn it up to where it's higher pressure, and I think it would just stay on all the time. You know what I mean? If because it has a pressure switch in the pump, so if I open a faucet, it senses that drop in pressure and immediately turns on. And but once it gets up to pressure, it turns back off. So it sits there and goes bang, 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 you know, bangs on and off, which is fine. It's built to do that. However, it's kind of annoying, and I wouldn't want it to do that. I'd rather just bang, rather turn on and stay on while that faucet's on, and then when I shut it, you know, it does its thing. So there's some tweaking going on there. A little bit of a learning curve, not the end of the world. That's plumbing. Electrical, there is a panel down here. That's a 2-circuit panel. I have outside a setup for a regular 120 volt, like an extension cord, okay? So I can plug it into my garage, I can plug it into somebody's house, whatever scenario I get tossed into, I can handle it that way. Also, I have a 4-prong twist to where I can have 208, 230 out here. And what that does for me, that means I have 2 circuits, and I can actually have 4 at that point, because there's breakers that have 2 circuits on 1 breaker. So that might be a little confusing. Maybe comment below if you want me to do an electrical one. Maybe I just will. Maybe, but you know, give me some comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of this. How it looks so far. Maybe some suggestions. Be cool. It'd be cool to have a little dialogue on what you think, and maybe I can answer some questions, or maybe you can give me some advice. So that's what we have going on down there. There's a 2-breaker panel. I have 2 breakers in it, but there's 2 circuits per breaker, meaning 4 circuits, okay? And what I wanted to do with that was, I want this. I'm sure you've noticed that there's no equipment in here yet, and that's for a reason. Obviously, I'm working on it, but it's not here. We have it all purchased and stuff like that, so it's just over at my business partner's home. So I'm going to have a refrigerator that's 4 foot long and 3 foot tall, just like a counter, that's going to sit right here. And that's what this plug's for. This is going to be nothing but a junction box. It's going to get a blank cover, okay? And I want this whole wall right here, where my hand is, I want all this right here to be on 1 circuit. That way my refrigerator runs on 1 circuit, and these 2 right here, which may get a slicer on it, it may get, you know, for slicing brisket, etc. This one over here may have some sort of, whatever. whatever. Basically what I want to do is I want to have one 15 amp circuit right here that I can utilize however I choose to. Okay, plain and simple. So from there, another circuit, 2 circuits, come up over here and drop down into this. That's what this is. All right, cruises right over here. This is just a junction box, may become a receptacle because it would be kind of nice to have one there. Also, we can charge phones here maybe. This is a decent, I mean, this is like 3 feet right here. You might not be able to notice that on camera, but it's, you know, decent little countertop actually. So that goes down into here, comes across. Actually, that's it right there. I got to button all this up. I got to put it in, that's just Romex. I got to put it in the appropriate jacket, like Seal Tight or MC, whatever I end up doing. Excuse me. Sorry, I got a little tickle in the throat. Comes up over here to this, which is not a GFCI yet, ground fault circuit interrupter, but it will be because we're by water, so we want to make sure we do that. Then it comes out of that and comes into this. Now that's everything under here is in one circuit because this is a heavy load as far as amp goes and amperage. And this over here is our pump, which I guess here, let me show you. There's our pump down there. Got to clean up a little bit still. Go easy on me. So you got a pump down there and you got this. Those two will be on one circuit. So now we only got 2 circuits. And then we come over here to these 2 receptacles. When everything's up and running, I plan on having like a 4-foot table or something at a decent height from here over. Okay, and then this is right here is where our register is going to plug into if it needs it. We plan on running iPads with Square as our software for transferring money from one another. And this down here, I guess, is just going to be whatever. It's just another circuit. Ended up being a good place to pull wire and this and that, so it just made sense to put a receptacle right there. So that's the electrical system. I am missing another circuit. I said 4. That's only 3, and we just have a spare circuit. We do have lights. Maybe that's what we'll put them on. The lights work. Everything works. Okay. I think this one right here doesn't work yet, but this side is hot and working. I've tested all the plumbing. So the hot water tank in this work. That's a 2.5 gallon hot water tank, by the way. And the pumps work. Everything works over there. So I'm waiting on one more breaker to get this working. So I mean, really, gosh, that's about it. Okay, we did a 1/4 inch plywood up here. I did not insulate it this time. I don't think I care that much. It was an extra expense, and it's a pain in the butt because I mean, for those of you who don't know, the structure of these trailers are only 1 inch. So like this right here would be ceiling joists. Well, the ceiling joists up there are only 1 inch. I mean, you barely get any insulation. I did it last year. I insulated it, and honestly, I took it all right back out because it makes the ceiling do this. You know, you just see it up there. I'm done with it, man. It looks great, and I'm gonna put an air conditioner in here anyways. Okay, what I want to do is a nice little heat pump that will heat and cool at the same, not at the same time, but it'll heat and cool just one unit. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry guys. One unit will heat and cool this, okay? And that's what I'm after. So I think that'd be great, and I think I can do it for about $300. Okay, so once this thing gets up and running, starts making us some money, well, we can start spending it, and especially on luxuries and stuff like that. So it'll be kind of a pain in the butt when it's 95 degrees out, but we'll cross that road when we get there, or the bridge, whichever one we come to first. So we are using the same vents. I did not add a fan vent or anything like that yet. I would like to, and I will just tap on the same circuit as the lights. Okay, we're not going to overdraw anything around here. They're 15 amps, 15 amp circuits, and these lights they don't draw anything. They're all LED. They're actually flush mount, so this light's whatever, like that thick, little tiny thing. But honestly, that's about it. Sorry that it's a little dark in here. I could plug it in, but I don't really feel like doing that. You guys can see pretty good in here. Enough to see what's going on. A little progress report, really. The floor, as ugly as it is, it's just a roll of linoleum. And I didn't glue it down or anything like that. What I did was I started up here first, rolled the end of it right up to the edge, cut the size that I wanted, the shape that I wanted, okay? And then I did like 6 roofing nails into the 3/4 inch plywood of the trailer. And then I pulled it all this way. Let me get over here. And rolled it this way, of course, with the ramp down. That is a ramp, by the way. So ramp goes down. That's how we get our smoker up and in here and stuff like that. And then we'll tie it down here. But I took the linoleum and I pulled it that way as hard as I could. And then I rough nailed it down there. This is a latex paint. Our county that we live in Michigan just wants it to be wipeable. So that's what we got there. We ended up painting this up here because it all ties in. This is the outside, the fiberglass shell or fiberglass nose, whatever you want to call it. And we painted that the same color. That way it just kind of all blends together and looks good. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for checking in. Appreciate it. And we'll see you guys soon.